Alright, welcome back everyone. Today I want to talk to you guys about subtracting polynomials. So let's see what I'm talking about. Alright, so to subtract polynomials, you have to add the additive inverse, just like we do for rational numbers. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Everyone knows that I turn 9 minus 5, which is 4, into 9 plus negative 5. I use the addition property, or excuse me, I use the inverse property of addition to change every subtraction problem into an addition problem. So the question is going to be, how do I change this subtraction problem into an addition problem? That's going to be a good one. Let me show you how we're going to do that. Let's practice. So if I have 9, what's the opposite of 9? Negative 9. If I have negative x, what's the opposite of negative x? Positive x. If I have negative x plus positive 9, what's the opposite? Well, notice since 9, the opposite of 9 was negative 9, the opposite of negative x was x. The opposite of negative x plus 9 would be x plus 9. The opposite of negative x is x. The opposite of 9 is negative 9. See? Doesn't get any harder, but does get a little bit longer. What would the opposite of of 4x plus negative 6 be? Did you get it right? Notice how the 4x becomes negative 4x and the negative 6 becomes positive 6? You try this one. All right, I'm back. Did you get it? All right, so let's get back to our problem. We knew that 9 minus 5 would be 9 plus negative 5. You've seen me do that lots. How do I handle this one? Well, if I'm going to add and then the opposite of this, then what I would get would be adding. The opposite of 7x would be negative 7x, and the opposite of 2 would be negative 2. Now I just am adding these together. I'm organizing it. So once I turn the subtraction problem into an addition problem, I just handle it the same way I always would. Negative 3x plus negative 7. 4 plus negative 7 is negative 3. Negative 5 plus negative 2 is negative 7. Pretty easy, right? But once again, watch out for the little mistake. All right, what do? I'm going to add, and then what's the opposite of negative 4x? Positive 4x. What's the opposite of positive 3? Negative 3. Get it? Now, we can just add them together. 6 plus 4 is 8, and negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. Uh-oh, what do we do now? All right, there's a couple of different ways you can handle this. But the way that most people do is they simply go add, and the opposite of 2 is negative 2. Now what we can do is multiply. Negative 2 times 0.5 is going to be negative 1x, and negative 2 times negative 6, negative times negative, is positive 12. Now I can combine things that are alike. 3 plus negative 1 is 2, and 4 plus 12 is 16. Once again, do you see how we can add all these things that we've learned together? Is anything difficult? Not really. But there's a lot of it, and one little tiny mistake will make your answer go kaplooey. So please try not to get too discouraged if you do get a wrong answer. We'll practice this lots, and you'll get really, really good at it. Remember how I said that you could subtract things differently when you were in first grade? You could also stack these. So once I rewrite the problem, adding, the opposite of 3t is negative 3t. The opposite of 9 is negative 9. I could also stack them. Just make sure to line everything up properly and it'll be nice and easy. 5 plus negative 3, 2. Negative 2 plus negative 9, negative 11. So, try this one. Did you get that far? Did you decide to solve it this way, or did you decide to stack them? Once again, you'll get the exact same answer both ways. Did you get it? If so, really nice job. Once again, we will practice this, so if you didn't get it, figure out what your little mistake was, and we'll work with you in class. All right. And you guys have a very, very nice day.